Hey folks, Daily Landsblog here. Yesterday I played a clip from Chester Bennington and an interview that he did in February after they released their last album, Linkin Park did, and there was a couple of songs on there that were particularly poignant when it came to his struggle with mental health issues, in particular with depression. And I transcribed them because I thought, oh my God, that's me. These are my thoughts. It was like it was my brain and they were coming out of his mouth. Just listen to some of these things that he said, and you tell me, Case, you tell me, does this not sound like me? I don't know if anyone out there can relate, but I got a hard time with life sometimes. Sometimes it's great, but a lot of times for me it's really hard, and no matter how I'm feeling, I find myself struggling. I find myself stuck in the same thing that keeps repeating over and over again. It's like, how am I in this? It's like at this moment, I'm in this situation and I can't separate myself from my thoughts. There are many different circumstances that relate to this situation. Does this not sound like me? I mean, this is crazy. This is, again, back to his words, it's insane, it's crazy in here, in my head. This is a bad place for me to be by myself. I mean, I've talked about that in the morning. I wake up, it's 4:30 in the morning, and I think to myself, wow, everything is negative. Everything in my life is negative. There's another Michael in there, he said Chester, that wants to take me down. That's the voice of depression. It's like, oh my God, this guy knew it all. This guy had it all. And one of the things he said was so poignant with that. When I read this, it like makes me want to cry because he understood the illness so well. He understood himself so well. If I'm out of myself, I'm great. If I'm inside myself all the time, I'm horrible. I think for a lot of people, now this is kind of, wow. I think for a lot of people, they think if you're successful, and people looked at me doing a TV show and they said, wow, you know, what could be bad in your life? How could things be bad? You have everything in life that if you were to list that someone would want. How could you be depressed? How could you be sad? How could you be sick? This is what he said. I think for a lot of people, they think if you're successful, all of a sudden you get a card in the mail that says you're going to be totally satisfied and happy for the rest of your life. It doesn't happen like that. Life, for me, happens the way it always did. The only difference for me is that I'm in Linkin Park. What goes on inside my head has always been this way. Success does not dictate mental health. Circumstances do not dictate mental health. This is just so brilliant, and I want to find a way to be able to use it, to use these thoughts. He was such a famous guy, such an amazing guy, that if these thoughts were going on in his head and they're going on in yours, what does that say? It says it touches us all. SickNotWeak.com, 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. Wow. Sometimes you just feel like you share a brain.